Man, Jeff, it's like running after you week after week. What city are we going to be in together? And we are going to be in Vegas, everybody.
That's right. Today's April 6th, and a week from now, yes, you'll be in Vegas, and I'll be on my way to Vegas this time, so it probably won't be going live next week. But yes, next stop is channel partners, both for the MSP side and for the telecom side, because for me, 2026 is all about the vCon, virtualized conversations, making it real. And the vCon Foundation will be present, looking for members, talking to people about the whole AI communication revolution, and really helping people with their vCon strategy. And really, if you're in the communication space and your customers are using AI, you could only benefit your customers and benefit yourselves by better understanding what this emerging IETF standard vCon is all about, and how you could be in the ecosystem too. Because I won't tell you you should be, but you can be. We're very inclusive.
Right.
It's like, you want to be part of the vCon revolution? Join us. AI is not going anywhere, and the opportunity to better understand conversations and to take advantage of the rich conversational data that is now available and beneficial to those who build applications and create value from the assets associated with the conversations is unbounded, truly. And so if you're someone who's attending channel partners, yeah, sure, I am sure you're looking for more people to sell your products. You're looking for more people to buy your products. But if you want to make your products more interesting, more sellable in 2026, add vCons to them. It's that simple. I promise you that if you're not adding vCon support, your competition is. And if you're reaching out, if you're going to be at channel partners, drop me a line. Happy to set up a meeting, talk vCon strategy, talk vCon Foundation. We're here, we're present, and we're happy to talk all about the vCon.
Well, and Jeff, I think a lot of people, first and foremost, guys, you guys want to know what it is. So Jeff's going to do live, right, presentation of it while he's talking to you to show you what a vCon does, how it interacts. He'll show you what his vCons actually do so that you can understand why it's critical.
Now, by the way, they're not necessarily my vCons. My vCons are pretty passive. They don't do too much. But your vCons, they're very active, and they have so much rich conversational data that people can extract so much information out of them. But if we're just sitting here being quiet, not so much data to be taken out. But sometimes, it's not what you say, it's the way you say it. And having the AI better understand that silence, better understand the gestures, better understand the things which this is all about. And so, and the other part is, if you happen to be servicing in an industry sector that's highly regulated, vCons will help you be compliant. They'll help you deal with compliance, the ability for consent, to redact consent, to manage consent, consent with purpose. That's all part of the architecture associated with vCon. And by the way, total aside is last week on This Week on vCons, we hosted with I host with Thomas, and we had a special guest, Alan Quayle. Shout out to Alan. He just had some amazing results of their vCon hackathon, and I'm still in awe of all the companies that participated and all the raw talent that presented great ideas, great innovations for how vCons can be used, and used in many different industries. Because while we're talking telecom-ish, people can use this in almost any sector, personal or business. People are building applications using vCons as an enabler to do things that no one else thought about. And that's what we're in, that golden age of opportunity and innovation. So if you're someone who's a little stuck trying to figure out, okay, why do I need AI? What can I do? What will AI be used for by my customers, and how can I guide that? You will find that one of the missing ingredients happens to be virtualized conversations. And one of the missing ingredients is for you to enable your team to leverage this. So if you happen to be in a very competitive market, like selling SIP trunks, why not sell smart or smarter SIP trunks by AI enabling or AI empowering those SIP trunks? And you can, because a virtualized conversation gives you a wrapper to those conversations. You get able to keep track of the time, the date, and all the metadata. And that's really the key part here. We're all about the metadata, that operational information, which if you bring it in bulk, throw it against your favorite AI, and start asking questions, value is created. So yes, next week is channel partners. We're going to be representing on both the MSP side and on the telecom side. And if you're wondering what is a vCon, well, I'll tell you what. If you go to conserver.io, there's a lot of information there. Lots of applications you'll see people who build their hacks around. I do publish the Pulver vCon report. I write when I can. So sometimes it's weekly, sometimes it's every other day. It's almost daily. Other times it's a few times a month. But if you go to thejeffpulver.substack.com. You could find it. And really, vCons is going to be a way of life. We are going to be able to extract more and more information from conversations which we used to just forget about. And that's the challenge. It's like Charlene and I could talk 24 times during the course of a year, but what conversations does she remember? What conversations do I remember? And why aren't we vConning it? Why aren't we just capturing it, putting up, to the sky, to the big vCon in the cloud? And so then we can just refer to the stuff which we spoke about and be accountable for, and for that matter, have a knowledge base, because we can.
Well, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but when you think about the conversations you've had in life, it's how it's said, what the intent is behind it. Some of you who do sales, maybe even marketing, some of you guys wonder, like, what could you have said better? That's the power of the vCon. It literally looks at the conversation and says, hey, Johnny, you missed this when Kevin was saying this, and Susan, you could have said this. It literally helps you rewrite the next conversation, because now you know what to say, how to say it, and what the intent is behind it.
And if the vCon doesn't do it, the application that's processing the vCon does. And so the idea is that once you can capture conversations, and they're not just text messages, not just email, not just transcripts, right? You have conversational information is subtle. And what by using the emerging IETF standard known as the vCon, it enables people who are building systems to be able to be LLM independent. One of the nice things about a vCon is that because it comes from the IETF, you don't have to worry so much about misunderstandings. Yes, sometimes things will not be always, no matter what language you're speaking, not every intention is always understood. And particularly with AI, it doesn't always understand things. Arguably, it hallucinates. But how many people do you know who don't also hallucinate? Just saying. So
or they thought they had the conversation with you, and yet they had it with themselves,
I mean,
right?
Is it insulting if you're having an email conversation with somebody and someone says, "Are you AI?"
You could use this on your spouse, guys. You ever had that conversation with your spouse, like, "I told you," and they're like, "Let me check my vCon."
I said it, but at least that's proof. But sometimes that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's right and wrong at that moment. But the idea of being able to capture that information, and if you're in a situation where you're having, it's one thing to have a few conversations a day, but if you're having more than a few, and if you're in an organization that has dozens and more than dozens, it gets really difficult to keep track of who said what, when, and where, and how. And it allows you as an individual to be proactive rather than reactive. It allows you to operate things change how you operate, and change how you just think through your business processes. And so the adoption of vCons in business will transform how businesses happen. And this is not just in telecom. This is across every vertical all over the world as it happens. And so this is a transformational moment. And pretty soon when people start hearing about the Anthropic API, there's gonna be a lot of, if you can't have more hype, there's gonna be even more hype about Claude. But I'll tell you this, that if you happen to be using any of those LLMs, Anthropic did say that voice prompting was more effective and more effective for their customers than textual prompting. And you'll imagine how a vCon can be used to help prompt, and how we can capture that essential information. There's a lot of value to be had, and a lot of things to be thought through. And we're at the very beginning of a brand new age of communication, a new golden era of communication. And it's not just about minutes of use. It's going to be a lot more contextual data, and then thinking through how to present it, and then thinking through how do you leverage it and how do you benefit from it. But I can tell you this, if you're not going down the path of adopting VI is an old Unix editing tool. If you're not adopting AI in your business today, you probably have already been left behind and don't know it. So when business is operating at the speed of AI, virtualized conversations help you keep up, and it helps you scale. And so if you're looking to adopt a vCon strategy, you're thinking about adding some type of AI support into your products, let's talk about vCons at Channel Partners, because Charlene will be there, I'll be there, and if you're going to be there, drop us a line in advance. We could talk this week and set up meetings for next week.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Jeff, and I can't wait to see you in Vegas, my friend. Thank you.
See you in Vegas. Yes.